Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita. So now we are in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So in the 6th chapter, we finished, Krishna is giving Arjuna the how to control the mind, the instructions about how to control the mind. So that's what Krishna is teaching very, very clearly. If we study and understand this chapter fully, especially the first 32 slokas, Krishna is teaching Arjuna about how to control the mind. So we finished in that 6th chapter, we finished 32 slokas actually. So in those 32 slokas, now we understand very, very clearly how to control the mind. Basically, Krishna started in the 5th chapter, 2nd sloka, started answering Arjuna's question. And now he took 28 slokas in the 5th chapter. So totally it has got 29 slokas, basically 28 slokas. So Krishna spoke. And then 32 slokas in the 6th chapter. So totally 28 plus 32. So 60 slokas Krishna has answered for Arjuna's one question. What was that question? Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Samsasi Yachreya Yetayor Ekam Tanme Bruhi Sunishchidam. So Sanyasam Karmanam. Sannyasam karmana means by giving up the activities, by renouncing the activities. And then punar yogam cha samsasi. Then again you spoke about yoga. Yoga means by performing the activity. So not renouncing the activity. So yoga means performing the activity. And what is the definition of yoga? The meaning of yoga is performing the activity without getting affected by the results. That's what is called yoga. We need to understand very clearly the meaning of yoga. Yoga means you do the activity, you perform the activity, but you don't get affected by the results. The results should not affect us. So that means we have achieved yoga. So that's why yoga means in general it is karma yoga. So Krishna is teaching about performing our activities without expecting the results. So sannyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samsi. So that yoga only we are discussing, studying in the 5th chapter. Even in the 6th chapter also, Krishna is actually, even at the end also, Krishna says before the last but one sloka, Krishna says that tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi, jnanibhyopi matha adhikaha, karmibhyascha adhiko yogi, tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. So the yogi is above all. The yogi is above the tapasvibhyo, those who undergo austerities. And the yogi is above the jnani, a person who has the knowledge. So jnani. And karmibhyascha adhiko yogi. And the yogi is above the karmi. Karmi means a person who is after the results. So karmi. And tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Therefore, you become a yogi. That's what Krishna was asking Arjuna to become a yogi. That means Krishna is actually asking all of us to become a yogi. Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Tapasvibhyo diko yogi, jnanibhyopi mathadikaka, karmibhyascha diko yogi, tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Then in the last sloka, in the 6th chapter, Krishna says that yoginam api sarvesham matgatenantaratmana shaddavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo matha. Of all yogis, yoginam api sarvesham, yoginam api sarvesham matgatena antaratma. So those who keep me as their destination, matgatena antaratmana, who keep me within their self. So matgatena antaratmana shaddavan bhajate yomam. So those who worship me, bhajate mam, yo mam. So those who worship me, shaddavan, with faith. Those who worship me with faith, I consider him to be the most perfect yogi. Teme yukta tamo mataka. So that's what Krishna is saying. Yoginam api sarvesa madgatena antaratmana saddavan bhajate yomam teme yukta tamo mataka. So that way, becoming a yogi is very important. So that's why Krishna already asked Arjuna, tasmat yogi bhava Arjuna. So therefore, you become a yogi. So for Arjuna's, the 5th chapter, in the very first sloka, when Arjuna asked that question, Sanyasam karmanam Krishna punar yogam cha samsasi yachveya etayor ekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. For that, immediately Krishna, in the 2nd sloka itself, Krishna answered Arjuna's question. So, Sanyasaka karmayogascha nishreyasa karavubhav tayostu karma sanyasat karma yogo visishyati. So both are good, but of them, compared to sannyasa, karma yoga is better. Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yoga visishyate. That's what Krishna is saying. So the same thing, whatever Krishna said in the 5th chapter, 2nd sloka. So in the 6th chapter, 46th sloka, tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. Therefore, you become a yogi Arjuna. That's what Krishna is teaching. Tasmad yogi bhava Arjuna. So yogi means a person who is not affected by the results. That's what is yogi. So not a person who is renouncing the work, who is actually renouncing the results. He is also a sannyasi. So in the 6th chapter, in the very first sloka itself, Krishna said, Anashidaka karma palam karyam karma karotiyaga sasanyasi cha yogi cha naniragnir na chakriyaga. So anashidaka karma palam karyam karma samachara. One who is not attached to the results. Anashidaka means unattached to the results. Anashidaka karma palam. And karyam karma samacharan, one who is able to perform all the activities without any attachment to the results. Anashidaka karma palam, karyam karma samacharan, sa sannyasi cha yogi cha, naniragnir nachakriyaga. He is a sannyasi and he is a yogi. So sa sannyasi cha yogi cha. Not a person who doesn't do any work, not a person who doesn't ignite the fire. So, naniragnigi nachakriyega. So, we have to start. We cannot sit idle. We have to work, but we have to work for Krishna. So, when we are not attached to the results, what does that mean? Anashridaka karma palam. What does that mean? That means Ashridaka Krishna. That's what that means. Anashridaka karma palam means Ashridaka Krishna. So we are attached to Krishna. So that's what is very important. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmayamam upashitya. Upashitya. So Ashrita. So attached to. So we should be attached to Krishna. So not to the results of our activities. So then we need to perform all our activities. Karyam karma samachara. So all our activities we should perform by attaching ourselves only to Krishna, by thinking about only Krishna, nothing else. So that's what Ashridaka karma, Ashridaka Krishna, not karma pada. Anashridaka karma pada. So that way we understand what is yoga meaning, the meaning of yoga. Aruruksher muner yogam karma karana muchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva samaka karana muchyate. So in the beginning, before achieving yoga, work is said to be the means. Aruruksher muner yoga karma karana muchyate. We have to act. We cannot give up our activities. Then only we can achieve yoga. Without acting, without doing our duty, we cannot achieve yoga. In order to achieve yoga, we need to act. That's what is very important. But once we achieve yoga, then we can stop working. There is no need for us to act because nothing is forcing us to act. Now, Maya, the three modes of material nature are forcing us to act. That's why we are acting. We are doing everything. But once we achieve the yoga, there is equanimity. So there is samatvam. So that means we are not affected by the results. So that means equal in both success and failure. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva. So we are equal in both. Sama. Sama means equal. Equal in both siddhi and asiddhi. That means success and failure. So nothing is going to bind us. Nothing is going to affect us. So that means we achieved yoga. So that's why Arurukshe muner yogam karma karanam uchyate yoga rudasya. Yoga rudasya means after achieving yoga, samaha karanam uchyate. Cessation of all work is said to be the means. So we should stop working. We should not work. There is no need for us to work. In fact, we should all the time remember Krishna. So chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But now we need to work. We are working. We have to work. We have to act. And we need to act for Krishna and do everything for Krishna. Then our life is going to be very meaningful and blissful. That's what is very important. So that's what Krishna is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita. And in these 32 slokas in the 6th chapter, we very clearly studied and understood that it's very, very important for us to control our mind just by following the instructions given by Krishna. We don't have to innovate. We don't have to find our own ways to control the mind. We don't have to follow anyone's ideas or suggestions, nothing. We just have to follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That's what is very important. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is giving us the knowledge what we need. So we just have to follow what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Study Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita, follow Krishna. So then our life will be very, very peaceful and blissful. That's what is very important. This Bhagavad Gita is the most confidential knowledge. It is the king of knowledge. And the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is actually teaching us this knowledge, is giving us this knowledge. Even today, every day, we are studying. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we are able to study Bhagavad Gita. We are able to understand Bhagavad Gita. Everything is possible only by Krishna's causeless mercy. We just have to follow what Krishna says. Then we will go to Krishna. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we will go to Krishna. So, we finished 32 slokas, and Krishna says, like, once we actually control our mind, then what we should do is actually we should see Krishna in everything and everything in Krishna. That way we don't miss Krishna, we don't lose Krishna, and Krishna also won't lose us. So Krishna feels when we are getting ourselves away from Krishna, Krishna doesn't want it. Krishna doesn't want us to get away from him and struggle and suffer in this material world. Krishna wants us to always be with him. Yoma pasyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pasyati tasyakam na pranashyami sachame na pranashyati. So one who sees me everywhere, one who sees everything in me, for him I am not lost, for me he is not lost. So that way we should see each and every living entity as our own self in both their happiness and distress. That's what is very important. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pasyati yo Arjuna. Sukham va yadiva dukkham sayogi paramo matha. So Atmaupamyena sarvatra. So one should think, comparing to one's own self, one should actually see each and every living entity as their own self. Samam pasyati yo Arjuna. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pasyati yo Arjuna. In both their happiness and distress. Sukham va yadiva dukkham. Sayogi paramo matha. So that yogi is the great yogi. Paramo matha. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. So then now after Krishna gave all this knowledge, the sloka what we are going to study now, in the starting from the sloka number 33. So here now Arjuna starts speaking in the sloka number 33. What Arjuna is saying? Shri Arjuna Uvacha Yoyam Yogastvaya Proktaga Samyena Madhusudana Yetasyakam Napasyami Chanchalatvat Stitim Stiram. Arjuna Uvacha. Arjuna said, what Arjuna is saying that Yoyam Yogastvaya Proktaga. So whatever Krishna taught until now, this is what is called yoga. So this is what is called yoga, controlling our mind. Going to a secluded place, make that place very clean and make our sitting in such a way it's neither too high nor too low, and sit straight and keep our body, neck and head, everything in a straight line. Of our nose only towards, so we should try to focus our eyes on the tip of the nose. Our eyes will hurt. So just look down, that's it. Don't look at any other directions. So sit straight. So this is Cha Navalokyan. So then chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Manasamyamya Machitto Yukta Asita Matpara. What Arjuna is saying here? Whatever yoga you taught me, you just told me. Yoyam yogas tvaya proktaga. Tvaya proktaga means told by you. Samyena Madhusudana. O Madhusudana. Yetasyaham na pasyami chanchalatva stitim stira. I don't think I can do it because my mind is restless and not steady. So that's what Arjuna is saying, that my mind is restless and unsteady. I don't think I can control my mind. Whatever you said, oh Krishna, I don't think I can do it. That's what Arjuna is saying. Arjuna, Krishna spoke 60 slokas. For that one sloka, one question Arjuna asked in the 5th chapter, 1st sloka, 28 slokas in the 5th chapter and another 32 slokas in the 6th chapter, and Krishna gives detailed knowledge, instructions about how to control the mind and everything. And here Arjuna is simply telling Krishna that I don't think I can do it, Krishna. It's very difficult. It is true, because mind is very difficult to control. Arjuna said, "O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady." Because of the mind. Because mind is very difficult to control. Arjuna continues in the next sloka, in the sloka number 34. Chanchalam himana Krishna pramadi balavadritam tasyakam nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Chanchalam, mind is restless. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Oh Krishna, the mind is restless and pramadi. It is turbulent. It is actually agitating. So mind is pramadi, it's restless. And it's very strong, balavat. And it is very obstinate. It is dhritam. So the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. chanchalam ki mana Krishna pramadi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva suduskaram. So, thinking about controlling the mind, tasyaham nigraham manye, I think it is very difficult than controlling the wind. I can even control a hurricane. If there is a hurricane category 5 hurricane, I can go and stop it. But controlling the mind is very difficult. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So now we understand the properties of mind from Arjuna, whatever he told Krishna. The mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. It is chanchalam, pramadi, balavad, dhritam. So it's very difficult to control the mind. That's what Arjuna is telling Krishna. Just because Krishna spoke, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna gave the knowledge to Arjuna. Arjuna didn't say that, okay, Krishna, I will do that. He didn't say. If he said like that, then we will not have this such a big Bhagavad Gita, 700 slokas, 18 chapters. In the second chapter itself, if Arjuna told Krishna, okay, I understood everything, so I will just go and fight like that. If he told, then we will not have this many slokas in Bhagavad Gita. So Arjuna is asking very important question because it's not possible for everyone to control the mind. It's very difficult. So that's why in the next sloka, in the sloka number 35, Krishna is also agreeing with Arjuna that it is undoubtedly difficult to curb the restless mind. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Asamsayam Mahabaho Mano Durnigraham Chalam Abhyashena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha grihyate. Abhyasena tu Kaunteya Vairagyena cha grihyate. O Arjuna, O Mahabahu, O mighty armed Arjuna, it is undoubtedly difficult to curb the restless mind. There is no doubt that it is very difficult to curb the restless mind. Asamsayam Mahabahu Mano Durnigraham Chalam. But Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Vairagya means with detachment, with the determination, with the detachment. So if you practice abhyasa means it's the practice. Only by practice only we can control the mind. So that's what is very important. That practice only we are doing every day, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So that's what Krishna taught in the 6th chapter, how to sit, how to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Manasamyamya Machitto. So control your mind by thinking about me. So that is the practice. So we need to focus our mind on this transcendental sound vibration. We need to do this practice every day. So that is the only way we can actually control our mind. Otherwise, it is not possible to control our mind. And this process, we don't have to spend any money. We don't have to ask anyone any permission, nothing. We just have to sit straight. It's our own mind. Nobody can force us. Nobody can force us to not remember Krishna. If we want to remember Krishna, nobody can actually take away our mind. That's what we need to understand. So nobody can do anything. So it's our mind. We need to mind our mind. So we need to just focus on Krishna. So that's what is very important. So Lord Sri Krishna said, O mighty armed son of Kunti, it is undoubtedly very difficult to curb the restless mind, but it is possible by suitable practice and by detachment. Because without controlling the mind, we cannot achieve yoga. That's what is very important. If you want to achieve the status of yoga, the status of equanimity, not getting disturbed by the results, so that we can become eligible to free ourselves from this material world and go to Krishna's world. So for that, we need to achieve the status of yoga. So without controlling the mind, it is not at all possible. So that's why in the next sloka, in the sloka number 36, Krishna is saying very, very clearly, Asamyatatmana yogo dusprapayiti me matihi Vashyatmana tu yatata sakyo vaptum upayataha. Asamyatat mana yogo dusprapa itime mati. Without controlling the mind, asamyatat mana, without controlling the mind, yoga is not possible. We cannot achieve yoga. Yoga dusprapa itime mati. This is my opinion. So my opinion is that without controlling the mind, it is not possible to achieve the status of yoga. So if you want to achieve the status of yoga, That means if you want to go to Krishna, so we have to control our mind. And Krishna is saying that Vasyatmanatu yatata sakyo vaptum upayata. So, but whose mind is controlled, Vasya means control, Vasyatmanatu yatata. So, sakyo vaptum upayata. So, then we are, it is Krishna, Prabhupada is translating that is the means is assured of success. Who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. Sakyo vaptum upayata. So for one whose mind is unbridled, self-realization is difficult work. But he whose mind is controlled and who strives by appropriate means is assured of success. That this is my opinion. That's what Krishna is teaching. So that way, just by following Bhagavad Gita, just by following only Krishna's instructions, not listening to anyone else. There is no need for us to listen to anyone else. Just by following Bhagavad Gita, we can control our mind. We can make our mind as our best friend. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we finished 4 slokas today in the 6th chapter. So now we will chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and this is a practical process for us to control our mind, focus our mind on Krishna,